Hey y'all, it's still Sunday. I am being called to promote some more messages. It's your Mile High Priest on the Sun's Day, Sunday, June 18th. Magicians, high priests and high priestesses, kings and queens. This is your jester with the stellar message for the Saturn in Pisces sextile Jupiter in Taurus. That is fast approaching and will be exact Monday overnight or AM Monday morning. And so, yeah, I just kind of wanted to get a glance of that sextile. It could just be, sextiles can just be like a spark of inspo that you don't do anything with, or just more of like some type of clarity, or more, again, a creative kind of drop. So it could be overwhelming in that you're like, what do I do with all this energy? And so maybe that's kind of where what I want to look into as far as the spread, or how Spirit is leading this shuffle and spread. I have the Alchemy from the Wild Unknown series, but I want to pull 2-card less is more spread. So I thought it was interesting because Saturn is a constricting. You work with Saturn while Saturn leaves you feeling constricted, or leaves you feeling like a sense of something missing, or sense of something going away, or you're doing something without a particular tool or process or knowledge. It's that type of hardship, but it is then something that you earn by working through to complete your goal or your vision, by working through that hardship. On the other hand, as it's described by some astrologers, Jupiter and Saturn are like the flip sides of the coin. So Jupiter being on the other side of that coin means that it is more expansive. So it tends to a lot more to you, whether that's energy or objects or things, processes, tools, knowledge. All that is expanded on or expanded upon by planets like Jupiter. And so in this case, it like inundates you with, or at times it may inundate you with a lot of the creativity, creative energy, a lot of that push. So it's interesting to note how to work along with something that is so expansive, or something that brings a lot of energy already with it. So you could be someone that works well with a lot, or someone that works well with less. So it's not always that the Jupiter expansion is so good in that case, right? But because Jupiter is in Taurus right now, it is allowing some of the Piscean, very expansive, otherworldly kind of energy, dream world sort of energy to it's allowing us this like timing to bring some of that down to earth, and find ways of like using this timing and energy to work towards something, and to keep on that progress, and to keep progressing through that track and not let it dissipate. When working with the Piscean energy, you want to like work alongside with it, but continue to move in a particular direction, because the energy can dissipate really quickly. And so a Piscean who lacks that sort of appointment can tend to just float away, right? Or like that can be the tendency of a Piscean archetype to just float away. The ideas are too big, or the goal is too far out and too big. And so right now Jupiter is allowing that grounding, or allotting you that energy to ground some of that very high up there dream world energy and bring it down and sort of casually, step by step, reach a goal or attain something by working in that very casual, step by step manner. Let's get this show on the road. So I've got the archetypes, I've got the angels, and I'm going to grab the animal Archangel Animal Oracle card to pull from that as well. I'll be right back. All right, y'all, we are back. In the last spot, we do have the death card, Mortification, and in the more we have Neptune landing in the more, which is very interesting because Neptune, Pisces is a ruler of Neptune, and so there's a lot here. There's a lot to unravel, right? I think the spirit is attempting to tell you is that, okay, there's a pause needed, but usually when we are in this decay, death, transformation, we have to allow it to take its course, and we don't rush that process. But I believe what is being asked of you now is that you've been in this space for quite a while. You've been in this space long enough to allow yourself to come out, and perhaps it is more so that you have done a lot of work, more so through pushing, through moving, through being quick, through being effective by means of rushing and moving fast, moving quickly, being at the forefront, being in the number one spot, taking the number one spot, being highly competitive, and ownership of that first kind of place spot. That has been your that has been how you've you have become accustomed to leading and obtaining and attaining and meeting goals through that process. So I do have a lot of Mars energy here, especially too with the kangaroo, and this one, the be a force for good, carries the energy of archangels Raquiel, Garcisa, and Sandalphon. I believe Sandalphon is one of the ascended masters who was relegated as an archangel through their work, but there is something to say about the be a force for good, because it's almost like you have to flip that coin of going towards Mars being that force of decay, so being that very Aries emperor. This has been like your go-to, that kind of like fast accumulation, fast movement, fast processing, and like, yeah, going all the way to the top, getting the number one spot has been your means of attaining and completing, to manifest whatever it is that you have manifested. But there's this like insight that you're getting that is more spiritually resounding, and in that case, that's when Neptune comes in, which at the bottom of the Archangel Animal Tarot, we have the snake, which accesses earth energy through Neptune. So again, a very like divine moment, a divine inspiration. It could be that tonight, as Sunday progresses from the Sun square Neptune aspect, and then as Monday approaches and we go through the Jupiter sextile Saturn aspect, it could be that one offers that like clear, the Sunday night offers that clear clarity, pivotal moment in time that allows for this moment of serenity and this moment of like admittance, like that you're on a spiritually ascended path. Perhaps it's time to review old spiritual like transcripts or knowledge or books that you haven't visited in a while, or perhaps it's time for you to actually seek more spiritual understanding, or perhaps it is that you want to go into specifics like obtaining an object like a crystal, or the kangaroo is very much in alludes to the Lemurian crystals. If you want to visualize or learn visualization techniques, this could help in grounding a lot of energy, and specifically the kangaroo card does point to either holding a Lemurian crystal quartz or visualizing Lemurian crystal quartz as a means of like being able to ground all these messages that you're getting. So if you have like feelings that you're not able to really grasp, but that offer you like a serenity or offer you this calmness, maybe a way to ground it is through falling into a meditation or going into a meditation and visualizing crystals or light from the Earth's core shooting up through to you through the heart, or from the cosmos down through your crown and into your heart. There is something about like accessing more so the heart center to determine the shift that you want to go into. I think it also points to being in this extended period of like hibernation, and by hibernation I mean like shadow work or a dark night phase, that it's time to kind of like kick yourself out of that mode. Like you've been granted that leeway or that time for you to sort of bust out, and so that's good. Take that with you, because it is less dark, more light, but you're ready to receive more light. You've cleared away a lot. So the death card is like the clearing, the tilling of the soil, so that you can get ready to plant the seeds. But it's sort of like you've mastered that technique. You mastered the technique of tilling and sowing, and so you must move beyond planting seeds and germinating, and then attaining your gifts and your harvest. There's this like new rhythm, new mode. The means of access to that is through visualization and meditation and taking ownership of your spiritual status, whether it is that you're a new spiritual person, or you're new to spirituality, or whether it's something that you've been journeying through and a process that you've been under for a while now. If you're in that spot, dive deeper. If you're new, own it, admit it, and just move through your days more so as a spiritually aligned person. And all of this is attempting to keep you in your King of Pentacles status. You might like feel sort of weary, or like not committed, not confident in taking steps further into more spiritual enlightenment. But this is what you're coming into. This is it. And I mentioned more so like your questioning, like your disbelief being what's the challenge here. Like you're ready to move forward in this new spiritual light. You still get to keep your status as like a very formidable king of earth, king of pentacles, master manifester. But you're like really concerned about what being spiritual means and how it will affect your status, whether status in relationships or status as a financially sound person. What does it all mean for you and your family, or you solely, or like your earnings, or your creative endeavors? Like what does this expansion mean? Is it too much for you to hold and keep steady? You're questioning all that. I guess, I don't know, was there a shakeup? There was a shakeup in the foundation. There was a huge altering that caused a lot of maybe this is what led you to do a lot of shadow work, and to lean into processes that are more health grounding, maybe it was a lot about having to move beyond, right? Like I think the snake and kangaroo also allude to moving past a lot of that old pain and distress by through forgiveness, and just acknowledging that you are actually a force that can lead with good and enact good and effect good. It's maybe that you have been in the dark for so long, right? But like you've gained some sort of like enlightenment already. Even if you feel you're new to spiritual knowledge, you're it's almost like you're in disbelief that you are able to expand even more and more so in a creative sense, and a very fiery sort of a new feeling, a new way of thinking. Like, how can you expand? But like the King of Pentacles does sort of expand on all of that, on emotionality, spirituality, mentality, in keeping all of that, in also to keep an empire running. So this is the maximization of your King of Pentacles status. Wow. Get it? So yeah, this is focus, focus, focus. We have the King of Wands. So like, don't be so quick to cut out these new thought forms, right? Like, yeah, they're going to be far out. But for you to be able to ground some of this energy, the Jupiter says, go learn. And it's funny. It's not funny. I always say it's funny when there's this synchronistic effect, but Jupiter did show up, and so did Venus. So a lot of it is like doing inner child work. And when someone says inner child work, it just means have fun, lean more into liberation, lean more into a youthful state of being, just be more childlike in your expression, be more expressive, express more, write more, sing out loud, off key, dance away in every space, in the grocery store. I don't know, like, be a child, be fun, be free, but also learn, be more scholarly in your pursuit, right? Children in our society are like very much granted access to scholarly pursuits, and as we like graduate, we tend to lose we give up on the time to like sit and read, or like sit and ponder and speculate. But it is more about like learning processes to ground these very magnificent cosmic thoughts and inspiration. How do you funnel all that in? Through visualization and through leading more with a positive outlook, as if you are the effector of good. You bring light, you bring good. Even though you have been in the dark, you've kept yourself there doing a lot of intense healing, intense forgiveness. So maybe you already have that power in you, and now you're more cutthroat because you're like, I don't want to forgive anymore. I'm tired of healing, so I'm just gonna cut everyone out. Okay, so learning new techniques like meditation, specifically like visualization techniques, or just start by learning how to meditate, or learning how to come to meditation. Like, maybe that's where you're at. Inner child, which just means like be free, be ecstatic and fun, free. Don't bother folks. And then also don't like be so quick to cut people off, or don't be scared to approach the spiritual circle. You're very much protected. Again, meditation and visualization techniques can offer you forms of protection, so that you feel safe in going out to these circles. And like, with how much expertise you bring, there's a tendency for people to be drawn in, or you are just that magnetic and you want to protect yourself from those in a lower vibration that only want to take up your space, time, and resources. So that is perhaps a path that you may need to wander into to learn how to protect your energy. because you are very much needed in the world. You're very much in line with the ability to help. And you may just be seeing it as like, oh, okay, great, I have money to donate or something. Like I have enough built nested that I can offer donations and charity. But like that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking more like protect that aspect, learn how to protect those aspects of yourself like that you've attained, learn how to protect your abundance and what you've attained, so that you can go on to a more divine pursuits and go on to attain more divinely guided, spiritually guided goals. I think that's where you're timid and afraid. You might feel like very new to it. This is why it's not suggested to like be so cutthroat, because there are some teachers out there. You are seeking a spiritual and creative advisor. Wow, we do have Archangel Michael coming back in. Archangel Michael has been chilling with us. Can I also mention all the signs? So Aries, Scorpio, Taurus, a lot of masculine Aries, a lot of masculine Taurus, a lot of masculine Scorpio, Jupiter, so Pisces and Sagittarius, yes, I'm sorry, more and Leo energy. So yeah, Venus was here. Venus and Leo. Be more fun in your approach. Be more open and optimistic. Be more friendly. Be more open to just kind of like seeing what is up. What's up? Like, okay, you're wasting my time. Move out of my way. But you know, like, don't initially cut someone out. Hear what they have to say. And this is specifically a message for like those seeking spiritual circles and spiritual advisors. Give them a chance, but don't be quick to hand over the signing or the check or whatever. Wow, like, I mean, the path toward enlightenment, a job well done, joy, contentment, and gratitude. Yeah, you maybe are getting the download that, hey, you've done a lot of work, you've attained a lot, but you've gone through this by pushing and working, and so Spirit is attempting to alleviate a lot of that physical pressure and stress that is quite possibly causing you a lot of that physical, you know, I hate to put it that way, like something that you worked so hard for, the process along the way has caused health issues. And so you are seeing that there's some need to give, and the pursuit can be more so casual by just setting up posts along the way and giving time out to learn more practices like meditation, or like actually going back into your books, or like buying or somehow obtaining knowledge or books, just like pursuits like that, like learning more about practices like meditation, and like how one can do inner child healing. And we do. So, warning from Jupiter and Neptune is like, don't go too far out. Don't just have the big grandiose ideas. Allow things to flow. Don't grab onto every idea. Don't allow everything to waste your time. And as you head out and you speak, your desires, like, don't allow others to come in and like swoop your ideas or cause you to feel like cause you to be put back in that state of like, oh, this is not going to work, or this isn't for me. Maybe there are some people already kind of questioning you and making you feel like, what are you doing? Like, why are you meditating? Like, what? Are you okay? Like, how dare you sit and do breath work for 5 minutes? How dare you try to go to a yoga class? I don't know. How dare anyone? Like, is that the kind of treatment you're getting? Your concerns lie in like, how is this even gonna like help me? There's a lot here. There's a door. There's a big doorway opening. There's like a whole gate opening of like just a different type of fun. It seems like this is like you work for everything. This is the type of work where you enlist all of that creative surge and all your creative urges, and use that as your guiding light instead of the like, I'm doing this because this is how I know. This is what I know that leads me to my abundance. Now there's like a more creative flip, and instead of allowing that to be fleeting and allowing it to just kind of dissipate, how can you go back to treating that as like such, where you are more active in your approach? So yeah, like, learn small things along the way. Try to put yourself more out there in more spiritual, creative circles. And soon enough, you'll start to kind of gather your ideas that can be put towards development of something, a project, or you could be enlightened to how you can take extracurricular approaches to help others besides just like being a charity, right? Yeah, it's funny that like the 4 of Earth shows up in reverse, because that's what I was just thinking. Like, it's not really about like giving away what you've like earned. Like, I get that a lot, like that, because you are already so successful that scares you. So don't fall into the trap of like this like ooey gooey, love and light, only love and light. Like, you don't have to post grand rising every freaking you don't. There's something to say about just going about it your own way, laughing along the way. Sure, like there's a lot of ooey gooey hoopla nonsense when it comes to this spiritual communities that have come about in the modern age. There's so many formats, platforms, types of people. It's both exciting. It's a landscape that can be expansive in all the ways that expansion can be. So yeah, like you're coming with knowledge of like being victorious. So like why would you be afraid of your own power? You already come with a lot of power, and perhaps it is just a different approach that you're coming with, and that's perfect. Like the more approaches to spiritual enlightenment, the better. You've been to the dark, so what are you bringing to the light? A lot. I'm just gonna keep on talking. But at the bottom of the deck we have the Six of Wands. You can be victorious as you step out into this new world. It can be a long, arduous process, but you've been through the worst. You've been through something. So like now lean more into your true Taurian essence. Lean into the balance of the feminine Taurus and the masculine Taurus, of seeking quiet and solace, and then also balancing that out with seeking knowledge and others and insight from leaders, and enjoy your time as you try to turn back the time on your health and your body and how maxed out you are. And yeah, just don't be afraid of being taken. Like why would you? You're an emperor and a king of pentacles. You're the king of fire. You're the king of swords. You will cut someone if they try to take your bag. Archangel Michael is always present with you. Please know that you can call on them. And perhaps Archangel Sandalphon is someone that you may want to pray to or meditate with. There's a lot of like good that comes with this, or you could just consider it a feather floating by. Although the kangaroo the kangaroo with its strength here, I don't know if you can even hold your own power back. So flip the script. Lean more into optimism. It's okay to lean into optimism as you protect yourself, as you learn how to protect your energy. I don't think you're a time waster at all, so I don't understand why you would allow anyone else to waste your time and energy. Is there anything really to be scared of? I don't know if you have that kind of fear. It's great to be amongst your presence, and I hope that this message can be some enlightenment as more messages come through to you over this week. Okay. You have a lot to learn and it's fun. You should be very excited, and as always, travel very lightly. Keep it so light, keep it so tight, keep it near and dear. You're on your way.